Hello viewers, Elements 118, and it's time for some more World of Tanks. Now in the last special, the 13th special, you didn't see any replays of my own. Well, that's going to change in this video, because when I opened up my replays folder this morning, I noticed that I had a total of 6 replays, one of which is a World of Warships replay from Stiggy, which will probably be up this weekend. The other 5 were all World of Tanks replays, and they're all my own. So, no choice really. 2 of them were T95 replays. Why not do a T95 video? And here we are with the first replay. I'm on Ensk. It's a tier 10 game, as it usually is when you're driving a tier 9 vehicle, to be honest. At the Rain 40T, looks like he just drove into a friendly vehicle, which cost him nearly half his health, thanks to this massive 155mm gun that you get on the T95. 750 average damage. Easily kill that Panther 8.8. See, the weird thing about the T95 is, because it's the slowest vehicle in the game, despite the fact that it has a very inaccurate gun, it doesn't take that long to actually aim the gun, because you can't travel fast enough for the aiming circle to get very big. Look at that. It's a very, very small aiming circle. And it makes you believe, at least, that the vehicle can actually be quite accurate compared to, for instance, the T30 that mounts the same gun, but is much faster. That also has a turret. This obviously doesn't. The T95 is often called by its nickname, which is the Doom Turtle. I'm not really exactly certain why it's called that. I suppose because it's quite big but quite short, it looks a bit like a turtle. It's also very slow, so it probably moves a bit like a turtle, although quite why it's called the Doom Turtle rather than the Doom Tortoise, I don't know, since a turtle lives in the water. This can't go in the water. Obviously. So really it should be called the Doom Tortoise in my view. Then again, I suppose it might cause confusion, because there is of course one of the British tier 9 tank destroyers which is called the Tortoise itself. So I suppose it avoids confusion between the two of them. Killed an IS-8 on low health there. He did not expect me to come around the corner. AMX-50B. You see, not fully aimed, but because the aiming circle isn't very large, it didn't matter. Now, I made sure that I continued angling my armour at that Jagdpanzer 100 until he fired. He bounced off my front when it was angled. Now this AMX-50B is going to try and flank me, and he is going to make a complete mess of it, which gives me another kill. Lerva coming around, just blowing my tracks off, no problem. My crew on the T95 all have 100% on the repairs skill, which means that my T95 repairs its tracks extremely quickly. I also, in fact, have the toolbox, which further increases it. Shot into the turret cheek of the Lerva there. He thought perhaps he could flank me, but probably didn't realise that I had those repair skills. Probably thought I used a repair kit. I haven't used a repair kit yet. It's a good thing I find with my T95. When I get my tracks blown off, I usually don't repair the tracks. because they repair themselves so quickly. And I save the repair kit for instance, if the gun or the engine get damaged. If the engine gets damaged on the T95, you're in trouble. It'll cut your top speed from 13 kilometers an hour down to about 6 or 7, which is very, very slow indeed. Just a Jagdpanzer 100 left. I think he's going to get killed before I get there. Yeah, there he goes. Waffenträger E100 takes him out. And so, that was Mastery Badge First Class and Fire for Effect in the T95. I did 4,366 damage. I don't know why it's telling me I'm in a platoon. I wasn't in a platoon, I was on my own. 3 kills, 1,067 base experience earned. With premium account and first victory of the day bonus, 3,202 experience and 160 free experience. 39,768 credits profit. Which is quite good for a 155mm gun, because you'd expect that the shells aren't particularly cheap if they're that big. I managed to block 1,370 damage with my armour, which isn't that much for a T95, but it's still a significant portion of the T95's health pool. And so, it's time now to move on to the other replay that I've got for you. So here we are with the other T95 replay that I've got for you. This time, I'm on mines. Once again, I am on my own, I'm not platooned with anyone. And I'm about to go up there where you can see now, into the A4 area. And I'm going to tell you in advance that the T71 on our team doesn't know how to play a light tank. I'm sure you'll know what I mean very shortly. There he goes, look. He's driving up onto this hill here. And he's in a light tank. He should have gone to the other hill over there. Many people thought that the T71 was a bot in this game. Now unfortunately the T49 on our team has just team killed M41 Bulldog by accident. There are many comments arising in chat. Light tanks are dominating the hill right now, minus that MT25. You see, I could have probably taken that shot at some point. If I did, it probably would have killed that AMX. But, you know, could have, should have, would have, didn't. There's a Type 61 over there. He's just blown my tracks off. I'm being shot in the side by some light tanks, although they're not seeming to penetrate. You can see the T71. Spring around quickly, bit lucky there. Didn't expect to hit the T71 or whatever it was. I did get hit by the M40, M43 artillery on an enemy team just then, but my super heavy spore liner on the T95 will have negated much of that damage. There's the Type 61. above average damage roll there, 793 compared to the 750 average damage that you get. There's now a T-20 over there somewhere. You could just heard there an artillery shell land to the right hand side of me. Not sure which artillery it was, but the M40, M43 is now gone anyway. So I don't have to worry too much more about artillery, as there's only an SU-122A on the enemy team, which is tier 5, and this is a tier 9 game. Another lovely hit on the Type 61. Firing, of course, giving my position away, but at this kind of range, there's no way the Type 61 is going to aim for weak spots. He's just got to be lucky, really. T-20. Who probably wasn't paying much attention to the map, since I was spotted multiple times by that Type 61. That T-20 should have known I was here somewhere. And the T-54 has taken them both out now, so there's no reason for me to stay on the hill. Of course, there's all the reasons in the world for the T-71 on our team to remain on that hill. Pretty sure he's a bot, especially because he doesn't respond in chat to anything. This is where, of course, the very, very poor mobility of the T-95 comes into play. I was originally going to go that way, but there is a Conqueror in the eastern area, and we've just lost both of our tanks in that area. So I'm going to go around the other side instead. Despite the fact that it's longer, there is a possibility that Conqueror is going to come into our base, and there's no way a T-71, especially when it's acting as a bot, is going to take down a Conqueror on its own. This replay, therefore, for the next few minutes is quite dormant from my point of view. The enemy team have just lost their Indian Panzer. It's now 7 versus 4. Although I think the enemy team are going to start bringing the scores back a bit soon. There goes the Tortoise on our team. He was our best player. You can see that the T-49 Indian Panzer and T-54 on our team are spread out all over the place. And the AMX 5120s just destroyed our Indian Panzer. Just about come around this corner, but I couldn't see that Jagdtiger. He must be behind the rock focusing on something else, and now the T-54 has fallen again to the AMX 5120. Who, by the way, had a really good game out of this. He got high caliber. Now it's 4 versus 4. There's the AMX 5120, but I can't see him. There's a farmhouse in the way. T-49 has put some damage into him. And he did not expect that, did he? The thing about this gun is, despite the fact that that was a low damage roll, it's still a lot of damage. 665. It's going to hurt whatever you hit. Even if it's the mouse, which has the highest health pool in the game, that has 300 hit points. 600 is, what, a sixth of its health? Jagdtiger there. Not likely to penetrate the front of his superstructure. And the AMX 5120 retreated just in time there to avoid my shot. Wait for the tracks to come back up. Wait for the reload. Jagdtiger's going to fire again, give his position away again. And I can take him out by putting a shot into his upper glacis, which on the Jagdtiger isn't actually as strong as you think it is, especially not as strong as the Jagdtiger itself thinks it is. Again, I had my tracks blown off at that point, but I didn't use the repair kit. It was just a Jagdtiger firing at me. Well, there was an SU-122A as well, but don't need to worry about him, really. He knew what he was doing in this game, to be honest. That SU-122A. Despite the fact that he shouldn't be in this game, he made the best out of it. He probably got a fair bit of experience since he is in a tier 9 game. This AMX 5120 must know I'm here by now. The T-71 weirdly has moved and is firing high explosive at this AMX 5120 for some reason. He's taking my tracks off, but he's taking them off again. No. I'm not having that. Use the repair kit that time, because otherwise he could have killed me with another 2 shots. Now it's just the SU-122A left. I'm unlikely to get the kill because the light tanks are going to get there before I do. Unless the SU-122A is out in the open. Although I don't suspect that that is the case, since he seems to know what he's doing. And sure enough, I can't see him. T-49 looks like he's going to get the kill. He's been spotted. Nope, the M53 and 55 gets the kill instead. Fair enough. Now that was only a Master Badge 2nd class, but I did get Shellproof, Duelist, Fire for Effect, and Steel Wall as well. 4,184 damage that time, 2 kills, 840 base experience. With premium account and first victory of the day bonus during a ×3 special, 3,780 experience, 189 free experience, and 20,198 credits profit. Of course, I had to spend 6,000 credits resupplying consumables because I used the repair kit and the first aid kit in that game, whereas I didn't in the first game. Blocked 1,890 damage by armour that time, which is slightly more than the health pool of the T95. The T95 has 1,700 hit points. I'm pretty sure, anyway. I've seen that number plenty of times. So, there we go. The T95, or as it's more commonly known, the mighty Doom Turtle. Well, if you ask me, it should really be called the Doom Tortoise, although I understand that it may cause a bit of confusion with the actual tortoise in the British tech tree. I hope you enjoyed watching the replays, and as always viewers, good luck on that battlefield, and I will see you next time.